Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. The Israeli army has announced a daily tactical pause in the war-torn Gaza Strip to facilitate aid delivery. The 11-hour pause will allow for the movement of trucks carrying humanitarian assistance. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is reportedly unhappy with the pause. The country's minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has also denounced the idea. The Yemen-based Houthi rebels have claimed that they attacked an American destroyer and two civilian ships in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea. A Houthi spokesperson said that they fired ballistic missiles at the U.S. warship and targeted two other vessels with naval missiles and drones. The Houthis say that the attacks were in response to the ships violating their ban on the entry to Israeli ports. The Lebanon-based Hezbollah has claimed that they attacked an Israeli military post in the country's north. The group released a video purportedly showing a drone attack on the post. Hezbollah says that the video was filmed on June 10th. As Hezbollah continues to attack Israel, the Israeli military has warned of a possible wider escalation amid the growing border tensions. The Israeli military said that it will take necessary measures to protect its civilians until security along the border with Lebanon is restored. The warning comes after over 8 months of near-daily clashes between Hezbollah and Israel. According to the police, a terrorist has been killed in an encounter in Kashmir's Bandipora district. The gunfight erupted as security forces cordoned off the area after hearing gunshots in a village. The encounter came hours after Indian Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a high-level meeting yesterday in Delhi about Jammu and Kashmir's security situation and asked top officials to deliver a strong response to the terrorism. In India's eastern state of West Bengal, a passenger train collided with a goods train today, killing at least 8 people and injuring at least 60 others. The Kanchenjunga Express was travelling from Silchar to Shialdah when it was hit from behind, causing coaches to derail. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has sparked a major row after calling for the elimination of electronic voting machines or EVMs. Musk said that there is a risk of EVMs being hacked and that risk is too high. The remarks fetched a sharp response from India's Bharatiya Janata Party leaders who challenged him to find issues with Indian EVMs. However, the opposition, led by the Congress Party and their leader Rahul Gandhi, backed Musk, leading to a massive political slugfest. The Chinese Coast Guard has alleged that a Philippine supply ship collided with a Chinese ship in the West Philippine Sea. Beijing says that the Filipino vessel had illegally intruded into waters adjacent to the second Thomas Shoal. Manila has dismissed the claim as deceptive and misleading. Leaders and officials from more than 90 countries met in Switzerland for a 2-day Ukraine peace summit. The summit was initiated by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and it aimed at finding a consensus on ending the Ukraine-Russia war. Most of the attendees backed the final declaration in support of Ukraine, while some countries like Mexico, Saudi Arabia and India did not put their name on the final communique, as there was no clarity about Russia's involvement in future talks. According to Russian media reports, their security forces stormed a detention center in southern Russia yesterday and killed 6 inmates who had taken 2 members of the staff hostage. The prisoners were accused of having links to the Islamic State group. The deceased reportedly included convicts of terrorism offenses. The German police said that they fired shots at a person who threatened officers with a pickaxe and an incendiary device. The incident took place yesterday at the sidelines of a Euro 2024 football fan parade in central Hamburg. The incident comes amid the month-long Euros being hosted by Germany. In a mass shooting incident in the US, 9 people were injured at a Michigan water park over the weekend. The injured included 2 children as well. The suspect, who opened fire into the water park, later took his own life in a nearby location. A wildfire burning in the northwest of Los Angeles has forced the evacuations of over 1,000 people and burned 12,000 acres of land. About 400 firefighters, 70 fire trucks and 2 bulldozers were deployed to battle the flames. The efforts to contain the wildfire are being hampered by various factors such as high temperatures, low humidity and strong wind. At least 14 Jordanian pilgrims have died due to heat stroke during the Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia amid soaring temperatures in Mecca. Meanwhile, Jordan's foreign ministry has also reported that 17 others have gone missing. The Jordanian Health Ministry reported that over 2,700 cases of sunstroke and heat stress have been detected among pilgrims yesterday. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a red alert in Delhi amid the prevailing heat waves in the country. The IMD has also warned of a very high chance of developing heat-related illnesses among all age groups. The Met Department has advised people to stay hydrated and take precautions. Around 1,200 tourists, including foreign visitors, are stranded in the Indian state of Sikkim due to landslides and flash floods. The state government has decided to evacuate the tourists stranded in Lachung and the other areas of the state by road, as poor weather has ruled out chopper rescues. The Chief Minister of Sikkim has also announced that the government would rebuild any destroyed homes. China's National Meteorological Center has issued an alert for high temperatures as multiple regions across the country are facing extreme heat. While many southern provinces in China have issued severe flood warnings due to heavy rain. The rains and floods have forced the evacuation of tens of thousands of people in the south of China. Meanwhile, heat waves are prompting fears of a drought for farmers in the north. At least 6 people were killed and 19 others injured after heavy rains triggered a landslide in southern Ecuador. The large magnitude landslide occurred in the city of Banos de Agua Santa. An oil spill caused by a dredger boat has blackened Singapore's southern coastline. The oil spill could also disturb the aquatic wildlife in those waters. A cleanup operation is underway to contain the oil which spilled from a vessel. As per a United Nations report, the world is way off track on most of the sustainable development targets that it had agreed to in 2015. The UN's report ranks the performance of its 193 member states in implementing 17 wide-ranging sustainable development goals. The report identified the tackling of hunger, the creation of sustainable cities, and the protection of biodiversity on land and water as particular areas of weakness. On to business and tech news. China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, has decided to keep the country's benchmark interest rate unchanged. This is the 10th straight month that the Chinese central bank has maintained the interest rate. The decision is seen as a supportive measure for the weakening domestic currency, the yuan. Meanwhile, real estate investment in China has declined sharply. Official data shows that investment in the country's property sector fell by over 10% in the first 5 months of this year. Property sales also plunged during the same period. This comes even as China has announced new measures to support its real estate sector. China's real estate sector has been struggling with high debt and low housing demand. India is reportedly in talks with Norway's oil firm Equinor. The country wants Equinor to participate in its strategic petroleum reserves. These reserves are stockpiles of crude oil that ensure a stable supply during uncertainties. As per the report, India has also asked Equinor to join in the country's energy exploration and production programs. The share prices of South Korean car maker Hyundai surged by over 6% in Seoul today. This is after reports said that the company plans to list its unit in India. Hyundai is planning to raise about $2.5 billion in its initial public offerings in India. This is expected to be one of India's largest ever IPOs. Qatar Airways is reportedly set to buy a stake in Rwanda Air, the flagship airline of the country, Rwanda. The deal is expected to be finalized early next month. Talks regarding the partnership have been ongoing for the past 5 years. It aims to boost Rwanda's aviation sector and help Rwanda Air expand its operations and its fleet. German sportswear firm Adidas has reportedly launched an internal probe in China. This is after the firm received an anonymous complaint related to bribery. Senior Chinese staff of Adidas have been accused of taking millions of dollars in bribes from some external service providers. These service providers were later commissioned by Adidas. New details about Elon Musk's 2022 Twitter takeover have come out. A report claims that Musk asked employees to justify their jobs before firing over 80% of Twitter's workforce. Within months of taking over the social media firm, Musk laid off over 6,000 employees. Since then, Musk has made several changes in the firm, including rebranding it to Xcore. Indian fintech firm Paytm is in talks to sell its movie and ticketing business to the food delivery platform Zomato. Paytm has said that it's considering a potential transfer of its entertainment business. The move comes as Paytm's banking unit was hit by regulatory restrictions earlier this year. According to reports, Paytm is looking to sell some of its assets. YouTube is reportedly testing a new tool to surpass ad blockers. Ad blockers are software tools that prevent advertisements from appearing on videos. YouTube says that ad blockers violate their terms of service. As per reports, YouTube's new tool injects ads into videos before they can reach any device. This makes it harder for ad blockers to detect the ads and therefore block them. A group of tech firms has warned against the European Union's proposed rules for cybersecurity. The proposal, called the EU Cybersecurity Certification Scheme, it aims to assist governments and businesses in choosing secure cloud service providers. The industry group has said that the regulations should not discriminate against major tech firms such as Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft. Moving to sports news, we start with cricket. Pakistan finished their T20 World Cup campaign with a win against Ireland yesterday. Put into bat first, Ireland posted 106 runs for 9 wickets. Pakistan's Shaheen Afridi and Imad Wasim took 3 wickets each. In reply, Pakistan was struggling at one stage, losing 6 wickets in just 11 overs, but captain Babar Azam anchored the innings and guided Pakistan to a victory with 3 wickets. Meanwhile, Bangladesh beat Nepal to qualify for the Super 8 of the T20 World Cup yesterday. Bangladeshi bowler Tanzim Hassan's spell dismantled Nepal's top order. However, batter Dipendra Singh Airy's 31-run contribution kept Nepal's hopes alive. Mustafizur Rahman then took a crucial wicket in the 19th over to secure Bangladesh's victory. Bangladesh will now join India, Afghanistan and Australia in Group 1 of the next round. In football, England secured a 1-0 win against Serbia in the Euros 2024. Jude Bellingham scored the only goal of the match in the 13th minute. The win puts England at the top of Group C. Meanwhile, Ukraine will kick off its Euros campaign against Romania today. They are competing amid the backdrop of the war against Russia. The Ukrainian team has earned a reputation as comeback kings in the playoffs. They secured victories over Bosnia-Herzegovina and Iceland with late goals during the playoff stage. European football governing body UEFA has initiated disciplinary proceedings against the Albanian Football Federation. This follows multiple incidents during Albania's match with Italy over the weekend. The match was marred by a pitch invasion, objects thrown onto the field, and fireworks set off by Albanian fans. Albania lost the match 2-1. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has publicly acknowledged that the English club spoke with other managers before they decided to retain him. Former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel and England manager Gareth Southgate were among those contacted for the job. However, Manchester United ultimately decided to stick with ten Hag. French star Kylian Mbappe has confirmed that he will not represent his country at the upcoming Paris Olympics. This decision comes after Real Madrid's refusal to release their players for the Games. The Olympic football tournament is not part of FIFA's calendar, meaning that clubs are not obliged to release their players. Mbappe wished the French team good luck ahead of the Olympics. In tennis, Britain has announced its squad for the Paris Olympic Games. Former Olympic champion Andy Murray is set to compete in singles. Murray is the only player to win back-to-back Olympic golds in the singles. He will be joined by Jack Draper, Cameron Norrie and Dan Evans. Former US Open champion Emma Raducanu has not been included in the English lineup. Moving to golf, Bryson DeChambeau has won the US Open for the second time. DeChambeau clinched the title by one shot in the dramatic final round, defeating Rory McIlroy. McIlroy collapsed with bogeys on 3 of his final 4 holes. Meanwhile, DeChambeau held his nerve, saving par on the 18th hole despite a rough tee shot. His final round 1 over 71 secured a 6 under 274 winning total. Ferrari has won the 24 Hours of Le Mans for the second time in a row. Ferrari cars were driven by Antonio Fuoco, Miguel Molina and Nicholas Nielsen. This marked the first victory at Le Mans for all 3 drivers. They finished just 14 seconds ahead of the second-placed team Toyota. In entertainment news, New York witnessed a star-studded night with the 77th Tony Awards event hosted in the city. The Outsiders, a musical based on S.E. Hinton's novel, won the coveted award for Best Musical, while its director, Danya Taymor, made history by becoming the first woman to win a Tony Award for directing a musical. Stereophonic, the play about a Fleetwood Mac-like band, won the award for Best New Play. The award show was hosted by Oscar-winning actor Ariana DeBose for the 3rd year in a row. She opened the show with a dance number. Other performances included celebrated casts such as those of Stereophonic and Merrily We Roll Along. Singers Alicia Keys and Jay-Z made an appearance during the Hell's Kitchen performance. Musical numbers featured the casts of Cabaret, Illinois, Suffs and The Outsiders, among others. The British Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, made her first public appearance over the weekend after her cancer diagnosis. Kate attended the Trooping the Colour event along with her 3 children. The annual military parade marks the official birthday of the British monarch, King Charles. Kate Middleton also joined King Charles, Queen Camilla and other senior British royals on the palace balcony. The American rapper Sean Diddy Combs has returned his symbolic key to New York City. He was asked to return the key after a video showing him physically assaulting his then-girlfriend Casey Ventura in 2016 surfaced. New York Mayor Eric Adams said a committee recommended nullifying and rescinding the rapper's key. Actor Jennifer Lopez has put out a Father's Day post for Ben Affleck. The Atlas star's Instagram story post had a black and white photo of Affleck with a caption that read, "Our hero, happy Father's Day," along with a white heart emoji. The post follows reports of marital tensions between the two. Actors Nick Jonas and Adrienne Warren will team up for Jason Robert Brown's first ever Broadway production, The Last 5 Years. The musical on flowering and dissolution of a romantic relationship was first produced at Chicago's Northlight Theatre in 2001. It later inspired a 2014 film with Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan. Filmmaker Martin Scorsese is set to shoot a documentary in Sicily about ancient shipwrecks in the Mediterranean Sea. The shoot will bring the Oscar-winning director back to his roots, stemming from a small town of Polizo Generosa, where his paternal grandparents were born. The untitled project is based on research by US archaeologist Lisa Briggs, who's a professor and researcher at Cranfield University in England. The trailer for The Fabulous Four, starring Bette Midler, Cheryl Lee Ralph, Megan Mullally and Susan Sarandon, is out. The comedy film is about a group of lifelong friends who travel to Key West to be bridesmaids in the surprise wedding of their best college girlfriend. The film is set to release in theaters on July 26th. House of the Dragon Season 2 has kicked off with new opening credits. The June 16th premiere episode of the Game of Thrones prequel series started with a new set of opening credits, surprising many of the fans, as the original HBO series opening credits remained mostly consistent throughout its 8 seasons. Disney and Pixar's expressive animated sequel, Inside Out 2, has earned a mighty $155 million in its first weekend of release. The film overtook Dune Part 2, that earned over $82 million. It's also the first movie to debut above $100 million since last July's Barbie, that had earned $162 million on its first weekend. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to First Post.
It's over!